They did not give him respect. They rigged the game with the debates from the get-go. I said something kind of crude on the air in terms of how I think the party handled themselves in this. But this is what happens when you don't take a candidate seriously, especially when the candidate is serious.
Well, and they rigged it from the beginning.
From the get-go.
Iowa. I remember as they were still counting votes in the early morning after the first contest, the caucus contest, the Democratic Party of Iowa rushes out, declares Hillary the winner well before they were ready to do it, and that was the first sign. And most journalists I talked to, I've said this on the air, said Bernie probably won that, but we'll never know because the Democratic Party rigged it. That's what Sanders has been living with. I want to say, though, that Dana Milbank's comparison to Ralph Nader is way off. Ralph Nader got what, 2, 3, 4%?
Again,
Bernie
not taking
Sanders
him seriously,
has started
even when he's trying to.
movement. Bernie Sanders has started a revolution.
He's a
Bernie
serious
Sanders, if he wanted to run as an independent candidate,
oh my God,
and if there was a countervailing independent on the Republican side,
everyone says he
like a Ben Sass or somebody else,
he could win.
Bernie Sanders could be elected president of the United States as an independent. He could be the first independent elected if there were a countervailing Republican like Ben Sass or who else, Mitt Romney on the other side. He could win.
Yes,
he's never going to get what he needs from the Democratic Party. So you just wonder with these massive crowds, why doesn't he take this political revolution all the way to November?
Well,
he can get on the ballot.
Doesn't look like he's not.
He can get on the ballots. I mean, he's got the money.
He has ballot access in almost every state, with the exception of Texas. This thing now, to me, has echoes of 1980 Kennedy versus Carter, which was intensely personal.
Yeah.
I mean, they really disliked each other as that campaign ensued. And you just get the sense from watching Bernie Sanders, the angrier he gets each and every day. And the people he has behind him, he has far more people with him than Ted Kennedy had during the course of those later primaries. But it's increasingly personal.
It's funny, I don't see it. I guess it depends on how you define personal. I see Donald Trump getting really personal with members of the press or with the other candidates. I see Bernie Sanders as getting incredibly passionate about important issues that are deeply personal to the middle class. I don't see him going after Hillary in an ugly way.
I agree. I think, though, what has become personal, and you've seen it in the last 48 hours, is the way that the Clinton campaign and the DNC, perhaps more in conclusion than we've seen publicly, but clearly to some extent have not had rules that were fair.
Yeah.
No.
That, I think, has made both Jane and Bernie Sanders and their top aides feel like, you have to give us a chance. It has to be a democratic system.
Yeah, they're trying to
and it
stand up
hasn't
for...
been.